An intensive campaign against drug abuse has begun in Delta State. The Director General of the State Bureau for Orientation and Communications, Dr. Fred Oganesiwe, during a press briefing, called on stakeholders to join forces in combating the growing threat of drug abuse in the society.
Everyone is also very much interested in this project that we are doing. And by the time we finish the arrangement with the commandant at the Airport Center, we do hope also that some of our girls that need counseling and rehabilitation will be accommodated in that place. So we want the press to continually hammer on this issue of drug abuse. I'm sure you are aware that in July last year, 2023, these men were at Panam Road here trying to apprehend some drug sellers, and in the process, there was a stray bullet that got to Ivan, and then his other brother, Rosele, got injured on his eyes. And that incident really pained His Excellency the Governor. And from that time up to now, he has been persuading this bureau to do something critical about sensitization concerning drug abuse and use of illicit drugs in the state. And he also directed the bureau to work very closely with the commander of the NDLEA, who is sitting on our right-hand side. And we have a working agreement on how this sensitization will go. As we go along on this campaign, the NDLEA already established a very important club that they want all the secondary schools in the state to adopt, so that in every secondary school you have what they call the WADA club, War Against Drug Abuse. That WADA club is monitored closely by the NDLEA, the state command, and we are also partnering with them in that regard to make sure that in those secondary schools, as we sensitize them, we also ensure that WADA is established in every college in the state. The idea of WADA is that the students will always come together and discuss the negative effects of drug abuse and illicit drugs. And then they do what they call this drama to portray it, then the quiz competition, essay writing, and then we provide prizes for winners of these competitions as a way of sending the message across to them that drug abuse is something that we do not want in Delta State.
The State Director, National Orientation Agency NOA, Mrs. Tracy Ikolumi, said everyone have a role to play in combating drug abuse and drug trafficking.
I will find the very young ones among us involved. That's why we're going to schools to, like they say, catch them young. We want to tell the young ones that this drug abuse has no benefits. This use of illicit drugs has no benefits. And it's a call to action. We have lined up some things that we can do to fight against drug abuse, and we need to come together as a group. It's a multifaceted approach that will involve every one of us, the press, government, civil society, families, as well as every individual that make up the society. And we are here to look at few strategies that we can use to ensure that we combat this drug abuse. And one of them is strengthening the law enforcement agencies like the NDLEA, the police, and other military organizations that can help us to nip this use of drug at its bud. We must ensure that our law enforcement agencies have the capabilities to combat this drug trafficking and also distribution, like our NDLEA commandant has said. It's not just the use of the drug itself. The people involved in getting the drugs to these people, we must ensure that they are also nabbed by our law enforcement agencies to reduce this trafficking of drug and distribution of drugs. And also we need to
The State Commandant of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA), Mr. Abubakar Wada, described drug-related issues as a hydra-headed monster that affected critical sectors of the economy.
We have been partnering on many occasions, and we are taking this partnership to another level because this kind of initiative is the first of its kind, to the best of my knowledge. And I know there are some efforts which are not as less comprehensive as what we're having now, which clearly shows the passion, the interest, the leadership, particularly His Excellency has in drug control. He is fully aware of the problem that this issue is creating, and all of us, not only gentlemen, the press, wherever you are, it's a problem that you will see. It's a problem that confronts you at community level, at family level, at neighborhood level. You see the problem, and we see the consequences. Sometimes it affects us directly, sometimes indirectly, and it's what informs the need for us to work in partnership to tackle this menace. It's a problem that we cannot resolve. We cannot just say we are solving it completely, but the idea is what the CEO mentioned, is to bring it down to the barest minimum, because we know there are social conditions that are creating this problem, and there are some that are making it worse. So it's for that reason that the need for us to collaborate, especially when we have key agencies like the State Bureau of Communication and Orientation and NOAA, knowing fully well that information is lacking in many areas. People don't really see the problem as a problem of others, but it's a problem that is for all of us, because we never can tell how drug issue can affect us or affect the people we love. When we ever look at the rate of the problem of insecurity, for instance, acts of criminality, almost all are associated with drug abuse. Almost all, especially the violent ones, banditry, cultism, kidnapping, murder, assassination, all are somehow related to drug abuse. Because when people use drug, that they will have that kind of mindset to do evil of that nature. So it really highlighted the need for key stakeholders to work together in partnership to tackle this menace to the barest minimum. And one area we identified is the need to create public awareness, because awareness is lacking. And we do so in two ways. One area is through what we call supply reduction. The reason being that availability of drugs is what makes people, is the major predisposing factor of drug abuse. When people see drugs, they will want to buy it. Even users, when they see drugs, that's when they will buy it. So the area of supply is one that we have been working very hard to ensure, to reduce the availability of drugs in the street. And we do so through raid operations, maybe raiding drug joints, residents where drugs are being sold. We also do a lot of motorized patrol on strategic locations, key routes. One is Asaba on the road, and it has accounted for most of the biggest seizures of drugs we made. Why? Because people need to be supplied with drugs. Through supply that drugs are distributed, even within and outside the state. So when we intercept such drugs, usually we see it in a large quantity. Vehicles, sometimes a full load of vehicles, sometimes half, sometimes the drug will be concealed. And most of the drugs that we intercept are codeine and tramadol. These are drugs that are very expensive because of the demand. Very, very expensive. And the source of this supply usually is the Anambra State. Some are imported, some are manufactured by clandestine laboratories. So we have reported a lot of arrests through motorized patrol. We make arrests. When vendors are arrested, we charge them to court, through which we secure convictions. And almost all our cases are at the Federal High Court, where it's not easy to, it requires diligence to prosecute cases at the Federal High Court. We have recorded a lot of success in that regard too. Then under the area of what we call demand reduction, this area where we focus on providing counseling, because in the course of operations we do make a lot of arrests of drug users. So we provided them with counseling. We have experts in the office who are trained in that area. And under this same demand reduction, we provide rehabilitation, though our capacity is limited because what we have is just to accommodate just few clients at a time. But we're making effort now in a partnership with the state government we already have a facility we are making for as a hub center. So we're making effort now to ensure that the center is equipped so that we can accommodate up to 60 clients at a time.
Menace reported.